If you haven't heard of this band, like, honestly, are you crazy? Drastic Park have been smashing release after release since 2019 and are working their butts off to establish themselves as Australia's newest pop punk overlords. Their latest release, I can tell you right now, will be the track that catapults them their furthest forward yet. Today, to tell us all about their new song, Deadline, I have John Stokes here. How are you, Stokesy?
Good. How are you?
I am bloody excellent, mate. All right. I'm not even going to try and like beat around the bush. Let's just talk about it. Before we chat about the video, let's talk about the song itself, because I want to give the video its whole own moment to shine. So the song.
Needs it, yeah.
The song Deadline, it's phenomenal. Tell us, everyone watching, everyone listening, tell us what the song is about.
Well, let's go all the way back to the start then, shall we? Or to the start of when the song was made. So I actually wrote this song in like the first lockdown. It was it's been a while coming, and I think we knew how good it was going to be, so we really wanted to save it. And I think at that point we were just recording songs ourselves in lockdown, and it was just too good to let us ruin it. So yeah, we wanted to save that, which we were going to record with Jack Newland, who did end up producing it, and that's why the quality is so amazing. So shout out to him if any bands out there need recording in Melbourne. But
I love that.
Yeah. I think it's a really weird one, because I'd always had this idea, because I work in video production and stuff. I always had this idea to do a short film about these kids that are watching a show. And so I know we're jumping to the video here, but it's kind of involved in the songwriting.
Okay, go, yeah.
I always had this idea for, kids watching a TV show, like a short film about kids watching a TV show. And all of a sudden, like one of the characters in the TV show crawls out of the TV like ring style and chases them. And obviously it's changed a bit, but as I was doing it, I was writing this song, and at that time it was really only a catchy chorus, which we'd only been quite pop punk then. I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be just hilarious if it just went crazy here with a breakdown? And I'm like, and so I threw it in, and I just all of a sudden I'm like, it's kind of gone from like catchy to almost a horror element with that scream, because I started experimenting with screams around then. I realized I could kind of scream. So and then I'm like, oh, this will work perfect for my short film idea. I'm like, I'm gonna write this song to the structure of how I think that video would go. And so I actually wrote a song with the music video in mind. So it hasn't changed since, really. That concept, it's changed probably a little bit here and there, you know, don't have the rabbit crawling out of the TV or anything, but yeah, I think that's kind of how it went. And yeah, we've been saving it for a while. I'll never forget because obviously like we're quite pop punk, and I think that's kind of based around our skill level. we're not like full metalcore guitarists or anything, but yeah, I remember we enlisted Joe as our drummer, and he's obviously a bit more of a hardcore fan. And so when I sent the first demo I did at home to him, he's just like, he sent me that meme of, you know, Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec, where he's like, oh, sorry, no one can see that in the audio. He was so excited. So I think we were also excited about that, and it kind of made us want to start, you know, getting a bit heavier, because it was feeling a bit same old. So the song really is a start of a new era for us, that we think, where we're just going to push the boundaries a bit more. But I've always loved just shock factor. I just love shocking people with the most insane shit, and I think the song does that on its own as well.
It does, yeah. And which is why I wanted a moment to talk about the track, because although the video is phenomenal, the track definitely stands out as its own amazing piece of work.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because on paper the song like doesn't work. For example, like when we took it to our producer with just a demo, a very crappy demo, he was like, he basically chopped it up, that demo. He's like, I think this is going to be much more successful. I don't think that breakdown's going to fly. He's like, it's just not going to work. And I don't think he was expecting me to be so adamant and to not listen to him. I'm just like, no, it's staying. Yeah. It's definitely staying. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry, it's staying. And he's like, oh, can we at least get rid of the double kicks? I'm like, no. But Anyway, we record the song. He loves it now. He's just like, oh, I'm glad you guys, stuck to your guns there, because it's and it will be polarizing to some people. Like, people who like straight up pop punk might not like that breakdown, and then people who like straight up metalcore may only like the breakdown. Like Jace, like when I showed Jace the video, he's just like, yeah, oh, breakdown, okay, I like this. So Jace from What We Do on the Weekend, shout out, there you go, in case anyone doesn't know Jace.
All right, let's get to the video, because we definitely need to cover this off. Okay. To everyone who is watching this interview or listening or whatever, you have to watch this music video. We are seeing a huge resurgence in effort and production by bands and artists everywhere with their music videos, and this moment is absolutely no exception. I'm not going to try to take any limelight, John. I really just want you to just go forth. I know we touched on it before, but tell us, start to finish, go. Music video, it's your time to shine.
It was actually such a headache, because like I said, I work in video production, and I set such a high expectation on myself, which is difficult when you're directing your own videos, that you can't see the camera as you're performing and stuff. But at least with this storyline, I was able to direct everything around that. And so it was heaps of fun, and I got to do immediate shout out to all the crew. So, David, who was DOP, he's top notch. And then we had my gaffer, Andy, who like helped rig everything up. He's like a rock star, but in like, also a gaffer's a guy who does lighting. And then we also got Brooke Carson on board to do the special effects, which if you watch the music video, you'll see what that's all about.
God. But the effects are insane. Like, I actually even have a note about it. I'm like, the production level on the gore, but let's get to that.
Yeah. Well, she did the prosthetics, and then the CGI gore was all me, and that was fun. But anyway, so kind of start to finish, the music video has been a long time planning around all our other stuff, because there was a lot of elements, and a lot of things just kept on going wrong too, like accidentally booking the wrong location and things like that. And but it all turned out really well. I think it was my first time kind of working with like child actors, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
because I got to do a shout out to our Saxon, who's actually Chris's nephew.
Yeah.
And he wanted the music video to go his way the whole time. He's like, no, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. I want the bunny to do this. I'm just like, mate, just let me direct my film. No, it was so fun. But it was definitely, it's funny because like Drastic Park has actually done a way more expensive, massive high production music video before, which kind of didn't do well because it wasn't as a popular song. But like this one is definitely a lot more effort, I think, in terms of like the look, because we've had like for the first time ever props and costumes and things like that. And until then, we were just kind of doing maybe like shitty little like performance videos like a Lost and stuff, which I don't rate, but it was got to this day and age, you got to have video. Yeah, well, the funny thing that wasn't the start. I think we've had like 5 music videos since before that. So. So the worst part about this is now we've set the expectation high. I'm like, damn, now we have to spend money on music videos. I've always hustled to get cheap music videos, and this one I'm just like, just gonna have to bite the bullet. And it's worked out well. I think, the hardest part by far was, believe it or not, the Wiggle shirts. Oh my god!
Yeah, okay.
So no. Yeah, go.
So set up the Wiggles shirts. And if we set up the story a little bit, obviously you've got a couple of kids hanging out, and they asked her to watch Drastic Park on the TV, and then it flashes to the TV, and it's got like this Wiggles style music video going on, and it's you guys playing the start of the song, and you're wearing these bright colored shirts that have like a symbol that says, I believe it says Drastic Park, and and it looks like the Wiggles, and you're in like a car that kind of looks like you're in the big red car. I don't want to take away too much from it, but like that's kind of setting the scene, right? So talk to us about the Wiggles shirts.
So the Wiggle shirts, yeah, I think when we did the artwork, we wanted like the colors of the shirts. The three colors are like tealish blue, purple, and a pink, and they're just such bright, happy colors. Like I was looking at my daughter's like Bratz dolls and stuff. I'm just like, they're all pink, purple, and teal, and like they're such like kiddie colors. I'm just like, oh, that'll be perfect. So I think we always wanted to go with the Wiggles concept, but the issue is when we decide on those colors, nowhere sells long sleeves because the Wiggles are long sleeves. Nowhere sells long sleeves, which is on another note, everyone's asking for the merch. I'm just like, guys, like AS colors like the best kind of merch you can get, and it's just like they don't have it. So we had to get white, and I had to teach myself how to dye them, and oh my god, just could not get the colors right. But and there were also little smudges everywhere. I suck at it, so when people are asking for merch now, I'm just like, oh man, I can't do 100 of these. I couldn't even do 3. But no, I think they turned out really well. We had to make 2 of each because obviously one, it was going to, I don't know if I'm giving away anything here, but one
give it away because I want people to want to watch the video. Like,
yeah. One pair had to be covered in blood, so
it's possibly a little bit destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, all ripped up and stuff. So, that's the story behind the Wiggle shirts. But I think, look, everyone always makes the joke about pop punk bands and stuff, and I think we just like, rather than try and stay away from that, we just kind of went right in the deep end and like, we're the Wiggles playing pop punk. So, But so I think, go for it.
As the kids are watching the video, things start to take a bit of a dark turn as they're watching Drastic Park do these dance moves, and there's someone in a bunny costume, obviously, because why wouldn't there be a bunny in the Drastic Park Wiggles world, and get very, very upset when someone stands on his foot. And then what happens?
You know what? The foot standing, just as a fun little note, was not in the original script at all. I think we were just shooting, and originally the bunny, it was kind of suggested the bunny just had this like motive the whole time. And as we're like doing the stomp dance, I just thought literally right then, I'm like, oh my gosh, can we get a shot of Chris just stomping on his foot? So it's like almost like the way I said it is like the bunny hates his job on this TV show, and that was his turning point. Oh, he stood on my foot. They treat me like shit.
Yep,
I'm gonna take it out on all of them. And then so that's how that happened. And look, all of this is supposed to be symbolic, actually, in a way. So the actual symbolism behind that breakdown and the sudden shock of everything, and us being killed, is supposed to symbolize the new era of Drastic Park. It's kind of like we're killing our old selves, and when we're reborn as zombies, it's kind of like the new Drastic Park, which is a little bit not so much darker. Like, we're always gonna be playful and fun and pop punky, but like definitely taking on some heavier elements, and always having a bit of shock factor to what we do, I think.
Man, I didn't even pick that up, but I love that.
Yeah. So that's kind of the
elements. Oh, that's great. But then, okay, absolutely. So if we go back to the story, and take out symbolism, take out everything. Story, and the bunny gets his foot stomped on, and he's very upset about it, and then he kills all of you.
Yes, yeah.
And he very aggressively kills all of you. Now, it starts off with someone getting their throat slit, and you just kind of like, I just remember watching it and being like, what just happened? Like, what? And then all of a sudden, everyone gets killed, and the kids are just like, my favorite part of the whole video is watching the kids be like really excited, and then all of a sudden just be like,
yeah.
And then the bunny comes for them. I can't, like, literally like chasing him down the street. Like, you mentioned before you got kid actors. How did you manage to get this to kind of actually happen as far as like surely the kids would have watched it and been somewhat terrified. Like,
oh, so many talking points. So many talking points.
Go.
So many talking points. Yeah. So yeah, like I knew straight off the bat it'd be hard to get parents to agree to let their kids be in a music video like this.
Yeah.
And so I put a little call out and a few people applied. I'm like, oh, it's like this and like, but then so yeah, shout out to Joanne, who her daughter Lex is in it. She's like, oh my god, and she sent photos of Lex doing her own like a zombie makeup and shit. It's like, oh, perfect. And then so Chris's nephew Saxton is in love with like Five Nights at Freddy.
Okay.
And so I'm like, oh, he'll love this. And so, and he's also into filmmaking and stuff too. So yeah, that was very keen. And look, as you would know, we've got a reaction video on the way, which you jumped in on, which was great. But I flat out sent it to those kids' mums and just said, can you please film them reacting to this? And it's so good because you just have Saxon who's just watching it. And he's like, eh. And then when we get killed, he gets excited. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, you're trouble, mate.
Oh, he's committed to the craft. I love it.
Yeah. And then this is one part where Lex, she's just like, oh, that's a bit violent, as she's cracking up. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so adorable. I think the slow motion of them like running down the street at the end is just kind of like, just like, this just took a turn and I didn't see it going this way, but I'm so happy about it. And like I touching on the reaction video that you've mentioned is coming, like I know there's a couple of people that have gotten involved. How is this going to take shape and when can we see this and expect this reaction video?
I think we'll drop it. So I'm not sure when this is dropping, but today's release day, I think we're going to drop it tomorrow and we're going to promote the video. Yeah. And so, yeah, obviously got you at it and stuff and got a bunch of friends like you what do in the weekend, but also managed to snag Christian Hull, who's a comedian.
Oh,
so that's
sick.
Yeah. So he's not his kind of music at all, and he just laughed the whole time. He's like, oh, this is aggressive. So it's really good fun. I think I'm not sure if it made it into the actual video, but there's one part where you're like, Jane, when it shows the bunny at the end in the dress.
Yeah,
it's not actually Jane, but I'm glad you said that because it's supposed to signify, I hate to talk about symbolism again, but it's supposed to symbolize parents placing expectation on their kids, and so the bunny kind of symbolizes leading the kids to their deadline kind of thing. Because at the very start of the music video, it starts off with a deadline, and where the mum's like, you've got 5 minutes to watch Drastic Park. So already she's giving a deadline to her kids. So it's just all symbolism. But I'm glad you were like, oh, Jane.
I just picked up that it was the dress. It was like the dress, and I'm like, oh no, it's like the bunnies come out from the TV to kill everyone. Just kidding, it's the mum, and the mum's getting her revenge. And I'm just like, you watched TV for too long, kids. Sorry, my dog's just decided to have a meltdown, so she's joined us.
You're right. You're fine. I think women were noticing the dresses, and then some of the guys were like, why is the bunny wearing a dress? I'm just like, did you not watch the start?
You're like, that's the dress Jane was wearing at the start.
Yes.
Shout out to Jane. She's the best.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Our band mum.
Let's get off topic from the music video for a moment, because I think we've got that coming out. That's out. The video's out. We've talked about the song. We've talked about the video. There's a reaction video for the video coming. Honestly, if you've gotten this far in the interview and you haven't watched the video yet, like, what the actual crap is wrong with you?
Yeah, turn off the interview now and come back.
Just stop listening to us. Go watch it. Come back. But come back, because I do want to talk about what else is on for Drastic in 2022. Let's chat live music. Sadly, we couldn't see you play in Melbourne a few weeks ago. The Terror Show got cancelled due to some last minute COVID, but I'm super excited that you're playing next week with Real Friends, which is pretty exciting. Talk to us about that, and then I guess what else is on the horizon for live music for Drastic Park.
Yeah. Well, we were on our way up to Sydney where we played with Terror. We got a message from Jaden, our booking manager. Shout out Jaden from Destroy All Lions, absolute legend. He's always very laid back with when he says this exciting stuff. He's like, hey, you guys keen to play with real friends. There's no excitement to it. It's like, guys, guess what? I've got you. He's
I
just
know,
like, hey guys, real friends, yes or no? I'm like,
like it's regular conversation.
I'm like, well, yes. Yeah. He said that that was sick. I mean, I definitely like real friends, and I don't think Joe even knew who they were, to be honest. But Chris got so excited. He's like, oh, it's like one of my favorite bands. I'm just like, yeah, it's sick. I don't think Joe realized just what he's like. Oh, yeah, it should be good. I'm just like, no, Joe, it's like a first international band. It's
yeah.
So
it's kind of surreal that Mayday Parade and Real Friends are actually here, and this is kind of like,
I know it's happening.
This is like really is the return of international music for Australia, like right here.
Yeah.
It's happening. So super excited for you guys that you're on that show. And then I know that the Terror show will be rescheduled at some point, but is there anything else in the works you can allude to?
Yeah. I think that's August or something. But yeah, we are doing a very small, what Terror have done essentially.
Awesome.
We're gonna do a small headline run. I think we're just locking in dates, but it should be June.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm allowed to go announcing things that aren't announced, but I think, after a song like this, how can we not? Yeah. After something like this, how can we not kind of, travel around a little bit just to get it out there and prove that I can actually play that solo in the song. It's funny because, sorry, off topic again. And like the song had only been out for a little while, and as soon as I wake up, so it drops at midnight last night. I wake up probably about 6:30 and see this video on Instagram of this 17-year-old kid playing the solo significantly better than me.
Dude, I saw that. I was like, this kid's phenomenal.
I'm like, that's not how I play it. But now I kind of want to learn it his way because he's sliding up and down the guitar, making it look cool. Whereas I'm just doing like scales down the same frets. I'm just like, oh my God. Do you want to?
Yeah.
I think he's going to take my. Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe give me less. I think if he could sing, he might just take my job.
I'm not quite sure of that. I think this song's gonna really put you guys on the map more than you already have been. This is, such a big release for this year for you guys. You've just mentioned that we'll hopefully see a tour in the near future. You've got the Real Friends show happening. What else is in store for Drastic Park in 2022?
Yeah, so I'm sure there'll be heaps more shows. Because Jaden's always working away on things, pitching away and stuff. But I think in terms of like on the music front, we're definitely planning to get into the studio fairly soon. Like we're going to start demoing our, hopefully an EP if we can get that enough songs out.
Yeah.
Obviously the biggest thing is recording it costs money, and apart from Chris, who's a millionaire, we're quite poor. So we just gotta, hopefully make a bit of money off this release. It sounds bad trying to make money off the Wiggles. I don't know if that's a copyright issue.
I don't know. I feel like if there's any button to play, like that's a pretty easy one. Just go for it. I think they've got enough.
Yeah. I did say when it was brought up, I'm just like, if they did try and sue us, that would just be like the best promo.
100%.
Guys, the Wiggles is suing us. Yeah, but I don't think it'll happen, unfortunately. I'd love for them to sue us.
Hopefully they ask for a collaboration, and that's what we see from Drastic Park in 2022 now.
That will be a big win. Like I remember thinking, like, as the music video, I just thought of the best ending to this music video would be the kids running off in the distance, the bunny stops, pulls off his mask, and it's like Murray or something. Can you imagine?
Speaking of,
so Murray,
I do have to ask, who is the bunny?
The bunny is played by our friend Sean. He's an actor. And we were playing with a few ideas, but like basically Sean was up for all the dangerous stuff, like literally running with a chainsaw, and man, it was hot. It was hot in that suit, and like he just took it like a champ, and he was running around in it. He couldn't see for shit. He couldn't move for shit. And like you look at all the movements, and like they're so carefully precise, and they look great. And like when he like flicks his ear back with the chainsaw, it's just these things that like you kind of like, we didn't really have any trained actors, on the shoot. But like he's a trained actor, and we really needed him. And he did it for no money. He just did it for the love of it. He loves the band, and massive shout out. if anyone needs an actor in their films, like he probably won't look like a bunny, unfortunately, but he's a classic. We've got this great video we're gonna post where behind the scenes, I forget the name. You know that guy who does those paintings? Oh, I forget. And people have made memes from him, and he's doing an impression of him in the bunny suit. It's so funny. Yeah, the fuzzy hair dude.
Yeah. Isn't it Bob someone? Bob Ross? No?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
anyway.
very exciting. Well, it sounds like there's a whole bunch of promotion that's going to continue to surround this video. Please, again, if you've gotten to this point in our interview and you haven't watched the music video for Deadline, please go and watch it right now. You can stream the track. It's on all streaming services. Honestly, at this point, like, go and illegally download it and send it to your friends. Don't do that. But you know Don't do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just fucking listen to the song. Seriously, Drastic Park where it's at. Thank you so much, Stokesy. I cannot wait to see you next week at the Real Friends show.
Yeah, awesome. Can't wait.